Hey guys, happy Wednesday. What's going on? Today's Wednesday, August 7th, 2019, 2-year anniversary today. We'll do that show later. Super excited to have Marla E and Boris Garbe with me. I said Garbe. On episode 402, they've got a big reveal. So let us know, hey Jennifer, let us know you can hear us and see us. That's always my biggest worry. We definitely want to be heard and seen right now. Maybe not earlier, but certainly now. Hey Joanna. Give us a heart or a thumbs up. Ira Smith's on. Because I did one show, you guys probably know this, but I did one show where all we did was speak and there was no voice. But yet people,
that was my favorite.
That was probably your favorite.
That's
people
my favorite.
Commented, oh, we have hearts. What's up, Michael? All right, so I'm so excited. You guys are they're your wonderful friends to me and to the show. Very excited to be the place where you make this big reveal. But you know people, hey, what's up, John? You know people want to know a little history. What if they just started watching the TED show and they don't know who Marla E and Boris are? So
All
welcome
right.
to the show.
Welcome. So
Thanks,
I'm going to
Ted.
take over a little bit. So
Okay.
before we start, you had the opportunity to meet Chris Field on Monday. Kyle Eagle and I are producing a show for him. I'm just curious, what did you think of Chris Field?
So I really liked Chris. What was great is his energy immediately was really welcoming, and he's open to suggestions. He's got this great concept and great ideas. And for his age, when I say age, I mean he's a kid to me. Everybody is.
To all of us.
But he's got this maturity. He's like an old soul, and I feel like he can communicate really well with people. And I think he's going to be a fantastic interviewer. And his podcast and all of that good stuff that he's going to be doing is going to be awesome. So I really liked Chris.
All right, so before we start, Marla and I want to congratulate you on 2 years.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I can't believe it.
402 episodes.
Yep. 402.
Let me do a little interview with you. What is your goal with this show, by the way?
What's my goal? That's a great question, but I at least prepared you for your question. My goal with the show is to continue to impact the community in whatever way I can, to bring on as many people that I possibly can to tell their stories, and for the community to benefit from it, and from the people who come on the show to benefit from the love and support that we have in the community. So to grow that. There are people that come on the show that come and go. I don't see them ever again. But most of the people want to come back. They want to make an impact. They want to give back. And I want to see that grow exponentially. TED's community is kind of an offshoot of that. And we're going to do so much more powerful things with a lot more powerful people behind them other than just me in a crazy jacket. And we're going to make the impact on our local and global community that really started out with the TED show.
But, okay, so Marla, I'm going to let you talk eventually, but I still have a couple more things.
Me
so.
too, apparently. Take it over. This is the Boris show
This is
now.
the Boris show. There's several reveals here. One of the reveals is that Ted, you and I, and the Zebra Coalition are now working on a project where we are going to find a house or a motel that the city has that can be a place of shelter for the young gay men, young gay women, and transgender people.
Yes.
And I know you have some ideas about that.
Well, so the great thing about it is the city, the county, there's so much property out there that's owned that is not used, that's vacant, just needs a little work. And the city, and they're very generous with that. So if you've got a great idea, which the services that the Zebra Coalition provides in Orlando, nobody else does.
No one.
And so that is the perfect candidate for one of the properties that our government owns that they could sell or lease back just to do the improvements and then provide services for these Zebra Coalition. They do so many other services, but the one that I know, they house kids if you've been kicked out because you're gay, you're lesbian, transgender, and you cannot find a place to live. Why? We don't want you on the streets. We don't want anyone on the streets. So Zebra Coalition, Heather Wilkie and her
Love
team.
Heather. She's a friend of my sister, by the way. It's a small world.
It's a
dude.
very small world.
Yeah.
Fantastic organization. Very honored to be part of that. Super excited to try to find that place for them because that is a much needed service in our town.
Okay, so I'm going to set you up now. But before we go on,
I like this.
Every time-
Boris, I almost called you Morris. See, there's your nickname.
You did it
Boris.
before, Bob.
It was Marla E and Boris. Forget it.
That
You
was
need to just
Boris.
take over.
No, okay, so No, this is the other thing I wanted to tell you. Every time we get on your show, people get so excited. They call us and make sure. So, hi, Victor. Hi, Mom. Hi, Tanya. I mean, like, I should go down the list. All right,
buddy.
So we're here, and I'm going to set this up for Marla, because Marla and I, it's not that we're stepping back from the
But
limelight.
before you do that, let me just say, some people don't know who you are. Can you tell them a little bit about who you are before you tell us what you're going to step back from?
Well,
Boris wants to kill me right now.
I'm an artist here in town, and also I teach art, but also Boris and I have been doing podcast, radio show, and now
A web show,
a
right?
live talk show at Maxine's on Shine.
Oh, yeah, that's another reveal.
And go ahead and tell.
All right, now you can tell them if you want. It's just, I want people to know who you are. You guys are so talented and do so much
And
for our
Boris
community.
has a wonderful
Ted,
gallery.
You're assuming people don't know who I am.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead,
Fair.
Boris.
That's right.
Tell them who you are.
All right, I'm Boris Garbe, Boris Garbe, Boris, and
Garbe to some.
Marla and I have had kind of an interesting, varied career. We started on radio with the Connection Show with Melissa Fox. Then we had a podcast at the Timucua Arts Foundation, and it
That's
was
right.
called Live Arts. But Marla,
Previously recorded.
we didn't like the title, called it Previously Recorded. Then we had Kiss My Art, which started
Love
as
that.
a podcast, and now it is a live, now it's a web show, they call it, because it's filmed. And now Maxine's on Shine and Kiss My Art has joined forces, and we have a live version of Kiss My Art every third Thursday. And
was
you
Tuesday.
every third Tuesday we advertise, and we want you to be one of our guests.
I would be
Yes.
honored to be your guest.
And
that-
it's super fun.
It's a lot of fun.
I love it. I love it. Kiss My Art. I love that.
So
title.
Marla and I, we have the Kiss My Art show, and what I'm doing now is I'm beginning to produce shows. Kyle Eagle and I are producing the show for Chris Fio called The Experience with Chris Fio. And Marla decided, after watching me, to do something special, and here's the reveal. So let me just set something else up. This is a world exclusive. You will hear about the story, because this is going to go far. And Marla, take it away.
Okay, so we've decided, well, let's back up a minute. So did you mention you have a gallery?
I have a gallery.
So one of Boris's guests at the gallery was when we were interviewing Harold Garbe.
Love him.
We asked Harold if he would, have a show at the gallery, and he agreed. And then we had so much fun. I think he had 18 interviews, or
No, I think it was 12.
well,
12.
a lot of press releases.
trooper.
And so many.
95 at that
he
point.
came on your show, Ted.
I love
Do you
him.
remember what episode that was?
I do not.
Okay, I was gonna look it up in the elevator.
390.
We love you, Melissa.
And anyway, Harold is an extremely talented artist. He's an abstract expressionist painter, and he's also a playwright and a poet and a writer, and just into everything. I mean, he's just not sitting on his laurels. He's so fascinating and so vibrant. And we had so much fun watching him get interviewed, and then I just had this great idea. Why don't we let him interview other people, and we're going to call it Lunch with Harold.
Nice. Oh, this is a big
So-
reveal. He is a world-renowned artist. I was so honored to have him on the show.
It was a fun
And
show.
he's just he's a fun, talented. He's got so much experience and so many amazing stories in
Yeah.
his life.
And life experience, not just art.
Yeah.
And also, he loves to he loves to give you his opinion. Talk about
Without a filter.
Yeah, he's
unfiltered
got
and
no filter.
uncensored.
Yeah.
So this
That's
will be
huge.
R-rated. No.
So are you both going to produce it?
Well, I'm going to produce
I'm the
it.
co-producer, but it's her thing. It's her baby. Yeah.
So
Marla E, producer.
Yes.
That is
Wow.
big.
I know.
Are you excited?
I am excited, and I think, I kind of am a busybody anyway. I like to get my hands on things. I always have ideas. I'm always bossing people around, telling them what to do. And I think because of my creativity, and also because I've had so much teaching experience lately, so I'm kind of getting good with working with people, and I think I can.
Producing is it's
I know
a
I
joy
can.
when I have somebody come on and produce the show, like take over, so that all I have to do is interview.
Boris.
Yeah, pretty much. I was making that reference, but thank you for pointing it out completely. No subtlety here. I think that producer role is so important. You don't understand when, like, I do this all by myself every day, most
You do.
days. But when I have somebody come on and help that can kind of take over, there's this whole thing of, all right, so I can focus on the creative process rather than the technical process. Because producing is a lot of technical, where do you have to be, how does the lighting look, multi-camera. I mean, it's a lot to undertake.
Tell them what you do. I mean, you do a lot.
Well, the first thing we had to do was I had to find a location for this lunch, and luckily we have a wonderful local restaurant that everybody loves. So Maxine Sunshine
Oh,
agreed.
Maxine and
Kurt and
Kurt.
Maxine,
That's
mwah,
awesome.
we love you. And so it's going to be filmed in the chapel,
I love that.
and I'm so excited.
I love that.
And
That's a perfect place
yeah,
for it.
yeah.
That's so cool. So when do you start filming?
This fall, I think.
Yeah, we start. It's a season. Well, tell them.
Well-
Continue.
Well, so then we had to. So, what else did we have to do? I had to get some financial backing.
She
Sure.
got the funding
So,
for season 1.
That actually happened.
Nice.
4 episodes for season 1. We have the
Congratulations.
financing.
Listen, guys, if you don't understand what it's like to try to find funding for this passion project you have, go out for a little bit. Knock
You
on
try it.
doors.
You try it.
It's insane. And so to find somebody to do that, what a
Right.
blessing. That's huge.
Then I had to get a filmmaker. So luckily, we all love
Marvin Welch. also
Marvin
known as
Welch,
Kino,
Kino Films. Great
Nice.
videographer, and he's just fabulous.
Don't you
filmmaker.
think?
He's
Don't
a
you think?
filmmaker.
And I want more details, but people might be listening, going, "Oh, that's so awesome! They've got all this money; they can afford to do this." But don't you think that your connections, the amount of work that you've done in the community, and the art community, and the community in general, there's this payback. There's this wonderful relationship, and then all of a sudden, you actually know the people to reach out to.
Absolutely.
Right?
That's the guess.
That's it.
I mean, that's really, thank you, Rebecca, and thank you, Carlos. That's really so important. People ask me all the time, and we'll talk about it later because I want to talk about you, but I want people to know these two are involved all the time. Why? Because they have a passion for what they do. That passion, the more you include people, the more you are in the community, it does wonderful things for you for what you want to do later. It always comes
so
back.
true.
And so don't not get involved.
Which leads me to the guests. So I had to coordinate all the guests, and it's kind of funny in a way because we're all inviting each other on our podcasts and our shows. So our first guest, we got Trevor Fraser from the Orlando
Awesome.
Sentinel. So that's fabulous.
Awesome.
And Harold asked for him because Harold
Harold-
loved him.
They
Yeah.
had
I
so
love it.
much fun.
Yeah.
I'd love to
With
have him on the
Harold's
show. I think
interview.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
And then we got our wonderful Patty Sheehan, Commissioner
I love
Sheehan.
her.
And she's just super creative.
Shout out
too.
to
I
Patty.
love
That's
Patty.
awesome.
Sheehan.
And then, by the way, love you, Donna. Thank you, Olga. Love the love. We love Donna.
Hi, Donna. Mwah.
She's an amazing icon.
Of course.
I like the word icon. I don't think I like
The
that.
ambassador
She's
of
the
love.
ambassador of
Icon.
love.
The ambassador of
Uh,
love.
I've
but
got a heart. One of those
Patty's jacket that she made
Oh,
for I got to
man.
see in person that she made that Chris
For Chris.
has.
Oh, yeah.
That was
Beautiful,
fabulous.
and
I
I
want
want
to.
I want to see the one
Yeah.
Jim Hobart has in person
Oh, yeah,
as
that's
well.
a great one. Great one.
Patty, I want to commission you to make me one. I would love to wear a
Commission
Patty.
the commissioner.
Commission the commissioner. That should be the hashtag.
Yep, I like
that's
that.
she's an awesome guest.
She is. And then we also had a great time on the Tom and Dan show. The Corporate Time with Tom and Dan have agreed. Tom and Dan have agreed to
To appear in the show.
to be on
Nice.
eating lunch with Harold, and then who's the last one? Oh yeah, it's Boris and I,
Nice.
and also a special
Yeah, it's going to
like
be
a mini
episode with Chris Fio.
Chris Fio.
Because Harold was Chris's first guest in the
Yeah.
unreleased, so we wanted
that's
to do
awesome.
that.
So Harold's going to do the interviewing.
So
Yes.
here's the great thing. We
Yes.
did our research. Harold will be the oldest living interviewer in the United
That's
States.
true.
Wow.
I think the closest is an 87-year-old guy on some religious network.
And Harold's 96.
96. He will be interviewing people without a
Yeah,
filter,
you
so
believe it.
get ready for
I love the
all
no
that
filter
work.
with
No
Harold.
filter.
I love it
No
because
filter with
but you know
Harold.
what's great about that? I mean, he just speaks from the heart. That's
Oh, he
all.
does.
It's
He
100%.
does.
No, remember
But he
when you
won't
were
hesitate to tell you if he doesn't like something. He's
Yeah.
going to tell you his opinion.
when you were talking to Chris, and at one point you said this is a no BS show. This is a no BS life that he lives. At 96, he's not putting up with anything. If he can even smell you're trying to get something out of him, or you're not being your true, authentic self, done.
Yeah, I
He's
don't
not
like
putting up with
that. So
No.
Done.
thank you, Lish, my bionic buddy. We'll explain that. She's got to come on the show, tell that story. Yeah, the authenticity is so important when you do a show. Live makes it easy because people can smell that BS a mile away. But when you have an interviewer like Harold, there's going to be no opportunity, live or not, even if it's as it is filmed. You're not going to get away with it with him, and I love that because people we need to stay away from that. Aren't we all trying to get away from the BS and the people who
Absolutely.
pretend stuff? I wish that we had a bloopers reel for the earlier conversation that the three of us had. That is a get real with Marla E, Boris, and Ted.
That's next year.
That's yeah.
This is
we'll
a
do an
TED
after
Talk.
hour,
This is
we'll do
a
an
real
after
TED
hour
Talk.
show. But I love the fact that the authenticity is important.
Rosemary.
Oh, see, she loves
Thank you, Rosemary.
Well, you know, one of the things we talked about in the pre-interview was how, at least for Marla and I, we've kind of loosened up in the last year, you know, and
Me
I'm
too.
very much closer to my authentic self at this point.
I like
You
it.
know, and you at 400 episodes, you are here, my
Listen,
friend. It's
number
you.
one,
Congratulations.
God bless Gert. Thank you. God bless Gert. I mean, she sat through and she was an amazing first guest. She agreed to come on as the guinea pig. I am definitely a different host than I was then, mainly because you begin to realize there's no reason to have any airs. I don't want to say the things that people think I should say. I just want to say what's coming from the heart, which is again why I don't like prep questions. I don't like
Don't
anybody
listen,
to send
Marla.
me.
Don't listen.
I don't like any of that
Rehearse,
because
no rehearse.
because no rehearse whatsoever.
No.
The producer in him wants that, and I understand why. Because you have, I mean, the cost I have is the three coffees that we have sitting in front of us.
That's it.
And
Coffee.
that's pretty much it,
yummy.
and time. And they really do have coffee. You all know I don't. But I think it's so important to have the authenticity built in as a foundation. So I think that's amazing.
First of all, let me tell you something. You are a super nice guy. You and I have had talks. I've reached out to you when I've had crises, and you didn't have to help me, and you actually invited me up here, and you sat me down, and I think you fed me, and you know, that's the kind of stuff that I don't forget. You were there for me, and I'm there for you, and Marla's there
Amen.
for you.
I feel
and
that.
Ted's community, this is part of that.
That's
you know,
true.
we're giving you this world exclusive because this is going big. We're releasing the press release in 2 weeks, and it's going all over the United States. It's going to Europe. We're going like Newsweek, Time, Vogue, Oprah magazine. It's a great story. It will be picked up. It's relevant.
It's going to be picked up, no doubt in my mind.
So because we love you, we're giving you this exclusive.
And I love you both very,
Aw.
very much. I'm honored, honestly. When you said you had a big reveal, I thought, uh-oh, Marla's pregnant. No, I didn't. I knew it was going to be something amazing.
And guess
and
who the father is?
Once again, that's the second big reveal. But the great thing about it is I did not want them to tell me at all. And I
No,
love
you're
that.
just finding out
I'm
now.
just finding
Oh,
out.
yeah.
Oh.
This is a little something.
I know, I
from-
saw that. Are you going to make me cry?
From
You're gonna
Kiss
make-
My Art to you for your anniversary show.
Okay, so let's open. And I'm terrible at opening.
Don't spill the coffee.
Let's spill your coffee.
It's going to make me cry, people.
No.
Just a piece of wood with writing on it.
Yay me! That's the kind of art I could do. All right, so the front. Oh, it's beautiful. Look.
It's just for you.
Oh.
Marla made it just for you.
To Ted Show. Congrats on 2 years. Love Marla E and Boris. Kiss my art. Isn't that amazing? Thank you so much.
You spelled my name right. Good.
We thought it was Morris earlier. This is beautiful. I'm going to treasure it. Thank you so
Yay.
much. Yay. All right, so as we start to wrap up, how can they reach you? Just tell them a little bit about how they go, how they find Marla E, how they find
you
Boris
start
in the
first.
gallery,
Okay.
how they're going to find the shows, how they find Kiss My Art. I mean, it's
Okay.
good to talk about that.
Oh yeah.
So-
just go ahead.
for my art, it's marlae.com. And for anything else,
All right.
Boris will tell you.
Well, my gallery is called Mills Gallery.
And where is it? I mean, I know it's not on Orange Avenue.
Stop it. It's on 1650 North Mills. We're right next to a fresh market. Find us on Facebook on Mills Gallery. Marla and I have a show called Kiss My Art, which we're part of PFT Media. Thank you, Chris Benetti, and Chris Crespo, and Steve Etchie. They are the owners, and they have taken a leap of faith with us.
That's what it's all about, guys.
Yeah. Find that on pftmedia.com, and then scroll down to find Kiss My Art. The episode with Anwar Superstar, where I interviewed him, has been released. I will advertise it a little bit later. Like I said, this Lunch with Harold, we will be giving more announcements, but the press releases worldwide and international and national is going out in 2 weeks. The Experience with Chris Fio, find it on Facebook, The Experience with Chris Fio. But again, Ted, let me tell you something. You are really changing the look of Orlando. People know who you are, people listen to you, people take you seriously. You have a lot of power. And so my advice to you is, use your power wisely.
I have to use it for good, not
Good.
evil.
Not evil, no.
All right, so again, we're going to share all of that because I'm not a verbal person. I got to see it in writing. We'll share the contact information, the websites, the Facebook pages. Thank you, Carmen, by the way. All right, so I love to talk about mentorship. I threw this at you right before we went live.
Right.
Mentorship is so important. Guys, if you're not helping someone out, if you're not trying to figure out, as you're doing good in the community, remember there are people who really could use your advice, and you may be a mentor and don't even know it. There's Kurt Garman, #1 guest, very first guest ever.
First guest.
First guest ever. All right, so who in your lives was a mentor? It could be one person, multiple people.
Well, I'll go first.
Go,
so
Marla.
the first person that came to mind when you asked me that is my mother. Well, my mother passed away, but she was so professional, and she always just taught me, just follow through, be on time, look sharp, be professional. And she was an artist, but also she had a great real estate career. She did commercial real estate in South Florida, and she always used to say, if you're writing a contract, she said, if you need a contract, write it on a piece of paper and get both parties to sign it. And that was her advice.
And you've never forgotten
I never
that.
forgot
I love
that.
that. I love that.
And it works.
All right, Boris, how about you?
And for me, it's going to be two people, my parents. My father has taught me to be a decent human being. I'm trying to be a decent human being. And I am trying to emulate him because he's somebody I admire tremendously. He's had several professions, and he's been brilliant at them. And one of the things I've learned from him is it can't just be about you. You have to help somebody else. And it's interesting that Marla and I didn't pick up that right away, but now we do. We got it. The second thing is my mother. My mother is an incredibly beautiful woman, elegant, with style. Whatever class and elegance I've gotten from my mother. So I love you, Mom.
Oh, see, I love it. See, this is what we want. You should be comfortable expressing gratitude and saying thank you to the people and talking about it. I love you both so much. I really do.
We really
thank you for
do
all
love
you
you.
do in the
Thank you
community.
for having us on your show.
Thanks for supporting the TED Show. Thanks
Always.
for being big icons in the community.
And happy anniversary.
Thank you
Happy
very much.
anniversary.
All right, we love you guys. I love you both.
Look at these guys.
Mwah. We'll
Look
see
at
you
us.
soon. I
Bye.
look tan. Here we go. Mwah. Bye.